Welcome back for another edition of Inside the Idaho Vandals. I'm joined now by Jason Gesser. Thanks so much for being with us. So what was the first game like?
Well, it was good until we got going to the fourth quarter. You know, we had a great, the one thing that I would say is that I was very proud the way our players responded. The situation, everything they went and dealt with through a 2-week span, and then coming out and playing in front of this crowd was rocking. That's probably the most packed since I've been here. I've seen the stadium, which was awesome for our guys, the fan support, the student support. I mean, it was great to see that, you know, and to have a true blackout of everybody in here, and I think that juiced the guys up. I think the guys really appreciated that and understood that everybody's pulling for them. Everybody was behind them, and they went out there and played like that. And I don't think they gave up one bit. We needed to make a play here or there, offensively get that ball in the end zone, score more points. Defense did a great job. Special teams did a great job for us. Got into that third quarter, late in that third quarter, and we're going down there, and we either hit a touchdown to go ahead, or you know, we end up kicking a field goal to try to bring it within one, and we missed the field goal, and it kind of rolled from that after that. You know, it didn't go the direction that we wanted to go, but the way that our guys played and responded, I couldn't be happier. Obviously, at the end of the game outcome, we wanted that one bad. I mean, we all wanted that one pretty bad. But San Jose is a good team. They're 7-2 for a reason. You know, they've only lost to Stanford, and they only lost to Utah State, and they beat some good programs out there. So they're a good ball club, and much respect for them.
What was your message to the team before you went out on the field? Because you talked about it, and you know, people around the country, if they didn't watch the game or listen to it on the radio, tuned in at halftime. It was like, wow, Idaho's right in this game. What was the message before you took a snap? You
know, the main message was the same thing we've been saying all week long since we've been dealing with the adversity, is we're going to have to do this together. It's not going to be one guy or two guys or one side of the ball or one teams or whatever it may be. It's going to be all of us together. And they showed that. They fought through that whole thing. Our sidelines were great. I mean, there was nobody complaining about things or whining or saying it was the offense needs to do this, the defense needs to do that, the special teams need to do this. It was none of that stuff. It was the defense coming over to the offense. Hey guys, don't worry, we got your back this whole game. You know, we know you guys are gonna get it going. Offense going over to defense. Hey, once they score, we'll get points on the board for you. You know, it was just a mutual of just everybody pulling together when we needed it. And obviously, you know, for the kids' sake, how hard they fought, you want to have that win. You want to come out on top. But the football gods had other plans that day. So,
I know you've been a head coach at the high school level, but this is the first time in 2 years here that you're the head coach. Your role is a little bit different. You're still the offensive coordinator now. You have the head coaching responsibilities. Did you feel comfortable? Were you okay with how things were going?
Oh yeah, and the biggest thing I think was for our standpoint, operations-wise, was, you know, obviously me coming down from the box, being on the sideline, put Kevin Smar, offensive GA, up in the box, and so he was helping me out with the secondary-wise, and it took him a little bit of, hey, what does he want me to tell him? What does he want to see? Does he want me to talk a lot, a little? What's going on? And as we got through the game, we got more and more comfortable with that situation. And that also changed to bring Coach Leiby down the field, because he was up in the box and Kevin was our special teams guy for him. And so now that put a wrinkle into that, and he came down the field, and then Coach Hunter went up in the box. And I think the whole operations, as the game went going, smoothed out and got pretty good. For me, I feel comfortable on the field. I just feel more comfortable on the field, being able to see things. And then you think that, oh, you can see more up in the box, but being able to talk to guys, see the little intricacies about the game, of what you can look at, I like it. I just feel more comfortable on the field. And so obviously getting adjusted early in the game of how many people were actually on the sidelines. We had a lot of people on the sidelines coming out. And so moving ourselves around guys and understanding where everything is. But other than that, it was pretty comfortable for me.
The last 3 games of the season, now a normal head coach is either an offensive or defensive guy, but he has coordinators on either side. So with you still coordinating the offense, how much are you going to be involved with the defense during the game?
None at all. You know, that is Coach Kreiner, you know, and all the defensive staff. That is their deal. And as we go throughout the game and we get into situations, we'll talk about timeouts. We'll talk about situations about, hey, do we want to try and kill the clock here? Do we not? Things like that. You know, for example, at the end of the first half, this last game, we had the ball or they had the ball, and it was coming up to be a 4th and short, and nobody knew if they were going to go for it or not. We were trying to worry about personnel-wise, so I go on and call timeout. Okay, let's call timeout. Let's make sure everything's good. That also saves us time, that if they do punt the ball, we have some time going back the other way. And so we communicated with that. Me and Coach Crandon, it was a good job with that, you know. And then as we got the ball back, you know, obviously at that junction, that point of the game, we got an inexperienced quarterback back there. We're back on our own 20-yard line coming out, and you know, you want to see if can you get a first down, can you get things going. They're out of timeouts. We don't want to go and turn the ball back over, have to punt the ball back to them and see if they can actually go down the field and score. It's a 1-point or a 1-possession game at that time. So we communicated very well about how we wanted to end that half, and it worked out in our favor. Obviously, we didn't go down and score, but we were able to run the clock out how we wanted to, not turn the ball back over to give them a scoring opportunity. And we thought that was the best scenario for us going into halftime, which it was. So.
You had to change your starting quarterback due to a suspension. Were you comfortable with what you were able to do on offense against San Jose State with the 2 young men that you played? And at the same time, as you move forward in the final 3 games, do you like what they can do and some of the things that you can accentuate for them?
Yeah, I mean, both guys have tools, and they have good tools to be Division I quarterbacks. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here, you know. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is experience. You can't teach experience. You can't teach live reps. And to be honest with you, the difference in that game was their quarterback having that experience, having those live reps, anticipating getting that ball out and putting it to spots where it needs to be. And ours missing a handful of those. That's it, you know, because if we hit, and Logan knows this, and so does Taylor, if we anticipate and get the ball out to where we need to be on offense, we score an extra 17 or 21 points in that game. And that's a difference. That's a big difference in that game. So that's something that these guys can do, and they have the ability to do it. They just need the reps. They need the experience. They need to go out there and have the live look. It's fun and all to go against your scout team. It's good, and you should complete every single pass, right? That's the way it goes. But when you're going against the ones, when you're going against a different team, and the lights are on, the crowd's going, speed is a lot different. Anticipation, understanding, having confidence in what you're doing is a lot different. And that's all they need right now.
San Jose State game is in the rearview mirror. When we come back, we're driving down the highway to Provo, Utah. Jason rejoins us. We'll talk a little BYU football when we come back on this week's edition of Inside the Idaho Van.